Hello, this is Wmpyr. In my recent video that I uploaded, I said to you guys that I have switched to where I am only doing the ancient method of movement. So before I did both ancient and modern, and now I'm switching to only ancient. And since I started doing that my hip pain, my chronic hip pain, it's vanished. So this is huge for me, okay? But I want to go into a little bit more detail, like how does this really affect martial arts and whatnot. So let me use the example of punching, okay? So when we're talking about punching, the ancient way, which in my case, this would be Filipino martial arts, right? So in Filipino martial arts, Filipino dirty boxing, because we're talking about punching, okay? So our movement, it comes from the sticks. It has to come from the sticks. That is basically a representation of the sword. So the sword and the knife, espada y daga, those are ancient battlefield weapons. Okay, maybe not battlefield, but at least ancient civilization weapons. All right, that is linked to ancient battlefield. But anyway, so those, for that, it comes from the stick. So my punching comes from the sticks, which comes from espada y daga. So that is, my movement is based off of this, which is body shifting. I'm just turning on my toes right now. And this is what Professor Brent Frank calls body shifting. Okay, maybe he's not the only one, but that's where I heard him use that term. I was doing body shifting, but I didn't know that term until I saw him say it. So anyway, this is body shifting. Boom, boom. So when you throw the punch right there, bam, bam, boom, boom. So the whole side goes together. The whole side goes together. This could be, once again, with a sword, the whole side goes together. So they're in sync. Okay. The modern way of punching is going to be, there is a delay. So I load my arm and I cock it to where it can't go any further back. So at this position where it wants to be released, because I'm pulling it as far back as possible. It's already like a rubber band that I'm loading up. So it wants to go. It just wants to. Okay. So I'm already utilizing that, which is very powerful. It puts a lot of strain on your ligaments and your tendons and your muscles too. But it's powerful, right? And then on top of that, the hip goes first and then it pulls it. So you can see the hip turns, this hip turns first, and then this is already back going in the opposite direction and it can't go anymore, and it goes, pa! Everything just explodes out. I already feel a lot of the strain there, but it's an extremely powerful shot. I mean, it's like a cannon exploding out there. This delay shot it should be, in my opinion, your core if you're doing modern way of punching. It's so powerful. Okay, the only problem there, and probably I'm going to get criticized for this, is people are going to say, how are you supposed to use that in boxing and kickboxing and MMA? Because you just said there is a delay. If there is a delay, how are you supposed to land it on the opponent, right? It'll make it harder to land, without a doubt, for sure. But two things, okay? Number one is, when you view from the perspective of a Taekwondo guy, which I cross-trained a little bit in, and you're looking at a Muay Thai kickboxer's kick, you go, that's way too slow. That will never land. You'll think that way until you fight that guy. Okay, until you fight some Thai boxers, then you'll know, no, their stuff lands. Okay, so that's number one. Okay. And then number two is, yes, what I just explained right now, this loading it, cocking it, and loading it all the way back, and then turning the hip and then launching. So the hip moves first and then the arm goes. This delay, yes, there is a delay, but you could adjust that. Okay. So if I am fighting somebody, I can adjust that to where the delay is small, but now the power is less too. And then if I want to hit harder, I see a good opportunity. Oh, they're hurt. Okay, now's my chance. Then I could put in more delay. And now I'm going to be hitting harder. So I can adjust that. All right. But it's still based off of that punch. Okay. And to me, that is the core mechanism for that way of hitting. Like that becomes your foundation. Okay. Because you get the most powerful, most possible, strongest punch, and then the rest is just you're just adjusting the dial to make it quicker, so that you could use it more frequently. And then when you do see that opportunity, that boom, you now can put in that delay. So anyway, like I said, I am not against that, other than it hurt my body. Okay, it may not hurt yours, right? But I was suffering from chronic, and it wasn't just that training, because I did that same idea for a bunch of other stuff too. The twisting of the body, and also with my walking and my running too. So there was a lot of connection there using the hip that way. But like I said, now I am the way that my movements are now based is the ancient style, where everything is in sync together. So just wanted to share that idea with you guys. That's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.